Carter Smith. She was known as Maryland's official griot. And she was a Baltimore elementary school teacher and a librarian for 31 years. And she told African tales and spread the word about African society with her time in Maryland and Baltimore. Excuse me. This is Myrtle Tyler Faithful. She was the founder of Zeta Phi Beta, and she was in a sorority at Howard University. Okay, this is Vashti Charlie Murphy. She is the daughter of John H. Murphy, the creator of the Afro-American newspaper. She helped, and she was one of the co-founders of Delta Sigma Theta. Yeah, I think so. Okay. This is the Link sisters. They were born in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. They help with the organizations involving black individuals who were young, and they help with their betterment and their development in the black society. Okay, excuse me. This is the children's section. Okay, to start off, this is Jocko Graves. Jocko Graves was a young slave owned by George Washington. George Washington made Jocko stand in place. He instructed him to, and he was a loyal and obedient slave to George. Okay, so this is Crippled Caesar. Crippled Caesar was a young child who had frostbite. He got his hands and his feet cut off, and he was crippled and couldn't walk. He was a slave in the South, and he wanted to become free. He couldn't walk to freedom, or he couldn't escape like every other slave did, or everyone under oppression did. So he had to crawl to his freedom, and sometimes use his teeth and just to try and cross what is known as the Mason-Dixie line, which crosses from the north and the south. Yeah. So right before his passing, he made it to this line and was known as a free man. This is the boy on the woodpile. The boy on the woodpile was caught playing with white people and was ambushed by a mob and was put on the woodpile to be set on fire because he wasn't obedient and he was playing with people he shouldn't have been. People protested later on and got him sent to be mutilated instead of being set on fire. Okay, I'm gonna have to
mutilated
to be cut up and just dismembered. Okay. This is known as the Chain Gang. People were black children who were disobedient, and you know how like delinquents go to like juvenile detention centers and just like jail for children. They were sentenced to work and do labor as young children or as adults. He was crying because he was young and he had to do jobs of men who were twice his size, and he didn't have any say against it. That's why he was upset. Everybody knows who the KKK is. They are known as the Ku Klux Klan, and they were an organization and a movement to establish and maintain white supremacy. White supremacy is still a thing today. They still try, and there's active movements out today and groups who believe that they should still be superior to others. And this is an example of doing so. Okay, excuse me. This is an example of what the KKK did to show that they were superior. There were 4 young women in a church, and they were praying in Alabama. The KKK decided to throw a Molotov cocktail inside of the church where they were praying, and the church was burned down, and all of them died.
You're doing great. You and my
Okay, this is an example of how Africans live, and this is an example of how African Americans live in America now. They are, excuse me, they aren't as superior as white, so they had to live in unjust and inhumane and dirty conditions such as these, and it is not good for them or their well-being. And that's just an example, and this is what it looked like. Excuse me. Okay, this is an example of what happened in 1994. In 1994, over 321 deaths had came from drug abuse and alcohol abuse and just things that they did to self-harm. And this was a memorial to do so. It is known as another way of enslavement, except for the enslavement by the white man. Drug enslavement is a real thing, and it's still attacking black people and other people now, and it's doing nothing but increasing. And it's nothing that is good, and it should be continued. All right, this is the last person in the children's section. So he is known as Ota Benga. He was a young pygmy boy in Africa. He was found by a scientist, a white scientist, and he discovered that he can speak perfect English. After discovering that he could speak perfect English, he shipped him to the United States and did a series of tests on him. After doing so, he sent him to the zoo to be with the chimpanzees, and he was in an exhibit with with chimpanzees, and they were taking pictures of him, and they were using him as a form of entertainment. They didn't see him as a person, and he felt that. The ministers protested against the way that he was being treated. He was being treated inhumanely, he was being treated badly, and he was later sent to work at Lynchburg, Virginia, I believe, and to be in a tobacco field, like to work at a tobacco field. Before he made it there, he committed suicide because he didn't like the conditions.